a video kind of challenging myself a little bit, but with some scatter terrain using only two components and a bit of glue. Firstly, these, which are rocket sticks off fireworks, which I've scavenged, salvaged, collected off the streets after bonfire night in the UK, and these, which are coffee stirrers. So I shall reposition the camera to come down onto my table and you can see what I've made with just these components. Okay, so here we are, cameras down. I'm about to show you the first piece of scatter terrain that I've made using coffee stirrers and rocket sticks, and it's this one. So this is just a piece of fencing using the sticks for the posts and the coffee stirrers for the rails. I ended up splitting the coffee stirrers lengthways to make narrower bars, and so you generally find to get to scale the full width coffee stirrers you can only get kind of a couple of rails on there, but to make it more realistic, split them in half, and they still, you can see I can apply pressure on there, they're still fairly robust, and I've just put a couple of little feet on there just to make it stand up. It can be mounted onto a piece of like basing material, whether that's foam board or plastic yard or whatever, but just for the sake of doing this I've just put a little feet on them. Now to show you the scale, that's a little Imperial Guardsman, or Astra Militarum Guardsman. Now that should come up to about his shoulder, which is a fairly realistic, has a little bit of cover, and if I move that out of there, as well as that, there's also a matching gate. So that's the second piece of scatter terrain. Obviously you can make many of these, so they can be used to line round a field, or to line the side of a road. There's just a tiny little bit of cover, but again the gate is just similarly, it's made with like a 5-bar gate, little diagonal one to reinforce, and again these are the coffee stirrers split in half to get the same scale on there. So those are the first two pieces, are a fence and a gate. What else we have is little wooden pallets. Now these are of you can get different sizes, different styles. You can get ones with just like blocks on the corners, but this one is built with more or less a rail. Now that one again, coffee stirrer is split in half lengthways, and the rocket stick was split in half lengthways as well, just so it wasn't too bulky and it kept more into scale. And as you can see, that's a fairly realistic for 28mm, but I built several of these. And again, just as little scatter terrain. And again the Guardsman as a scale for that. That comes up to about head height with 4 of them. Now, where you do get different size pallets, you get longer pallets, you get chunkier pallets, bigger pallets, smaller pallets, but as a scale they're not too bad. And as you can see from the thing here, that's 2 squares by 2 squares on this cutting mat. Seems to be just about the right size. So that's the next piece. And then went in to build a door. Now this is, apart from these two little beams here holding all the bits together, this is purely just off the rocket sticks. Now that could be fairly unisex door. Could be used for 40k. It could be used for fantasy. It's probably more inclined to it as a fantasy thing. As a solid oak door on that one, and again to scale, it's quite a big solid door, probably for some kind of fortification or some industrial purpose. So that's that one. The next thing is this. Again, that's just a stick up the middle, just a little lolly stick cross piece, and then some pieces of coffee stirrer. Just some coffee stirrers here, glued on, pointing in 4 directions, and you can put signs on there once it's all done and painted up. And so you may notice none of these are painted, these are just raw materials, apart from being cut and glued together. That's all that there is on them, but obviously once you've got colour on there, whether you paint it or you wash it, dry brush it, it brings a lot more realism into your scatter terrain. But for this video I just wanted to show you what could be made using sticks and stirrers. The next one, if I bring him, is a little bit bigger, is this. Now this, if you watch Mel the Terrain Tutor, you might recognise what they are. Are they called revetments? Normally on the other side of here you'll have earth banked up, and these will obviously keep a nice clean edge for somebody to stand at this side and shoot over. And so I made it 3 high, so this is only about waist high to the guardsman, and so you could build it a little bit, probably one stick higher to bring it up to shoulder, which is probably a better firing position, but it provides some cover, and obviously you can get some polystyrene or whatever and just kind of build up around the sides as a firing point, as an emplacement. And again, that's just sticks and stirrers. Move the guardsman out of the way again. The next bit is this. So the guardsman for scale. This is a broken floor. Now I know when we're building buildings, bombed out buildings, we generally put concrete floors in there, tile floors, but I like to put wooden floors, floorboards into my buildings. Now these weren't, well, they were slightly cut but then snapped, so it gave a rough broken edge on not just the ends of the beams underneath, but also on the planks on the top. And again, this can be painted, it could be stained depending on the colour scheme of your building, but flooring for your buildings can be made out of sticks and stirrers. What else do we have? As a suggestion from Idic Beer, he went, what about an outhouse? So this is sticks for the corner posts and stirrers for all the walls and the panels and the roof. But this is an outhouse, an outside loo. As I built it, I probably realised the scale may be a fraction too big, but that's the size of the door in comparison. But you could quite easily build wooden buildings, sheds, wooden shacks, wooden huts in the same kind of principle. And all it was is that you can see inside there, coffee stirrers lay side by side, and then a coffee stirrer glued across, just to hold them in place to make the walls, and then they were just glued onto a post at each end to make a square. So there we go, an outside loo. The next thing is a bit on the big side, but let's see if we can do this. This is a bigger piece. Actually, I'm going to have to take it by hand on this one to pull out. There we go. It's a bridge, and again, if I show you underneath, it's just rocket sticks with the stirrers glued across, and then 2 legs and a bar across the top there. So just a little coffee stirrers just to reinforce the joints on that one, because that's just glued together. So apologies for this being shaky, but that was a little bit big for the camera. But that's a bridge. And the last thing, move that out of the way, put that back down there. Out with the offcuts and the bits of rubbish, just with a little bit of PVA glue, and then all the rubbish just literally sprinkled over, another bit of glue and a bit more sprinkled over and a bit more glue. It's just a rubbish pile, just a broken wood. So this could be in the middle of a building where everything's kind of collapsed in, or it could be if you've got a woodwork shop on your board or your diorama. This could be the waste, or even if you've got a little skip that's built up, this could be the filling for the skip. Just all the little offcuts, just all glued together, just to make a rubbish pile. I think that looks really effective actually. So those are just some examples of what can be built from scavenged rocket sticks from spent fireworks and some coffee stirrers. So I'm just going to reposition and I'll get you an overview of all the pieces together. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so here we are. Just a quick overview of all the little pieces. This is probably about 4 hours just tinkering and kind of putting things together. Probably the one that took me the longest would have been the bridge and the outhouse, and so they were a little bit more complex. Some of the other stuff was very easy. The signpost at the back there, that literally took a couple of minutes to build, so it was really easy. So hopefully you like them. Come up with some ideas of your own. Maybe make a video and show me what you can make out of some very simple materials. Hopefully you like these, and you'll join me again for another video on Grawlys Lair. So as always, for now, take care.